All right guys, Andres here from Links Digital. Today we're gonna be answering some of your most common YouTube ad questions. Now these are questions that you guys ask in our YouTube ad buyers group on Facebook. Free group for you to join, specifically if you're running YouTube ad campaigns or you're thinking about doing YouTube ads and don't know where to start. This is the group for you. There's a link below in the description. You can join today. Very easy, quick questions to answer before you join. We'll be able to cover all the questions that you have, doubts that you have about YouTube ads. Now, if you have very specific questions or you want to take your YouTube ads game to the next level, then we do have our YouTube ads program or YouTube coaching program where you can have one-on-one and group student calls with our senior media buyer, Rafael, who is also very active in the trenches every day, YouTube ads like myself. So that is also the invitation. We have a link there to our course or training program, however you want to call it, so you can sign up and take your YouTube ad media buying to the next level. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and find some of these questions here. We already have a couple lined up. Let's take a look here. So we have Joel Tola, and he asks the following question. Hey guys, quick question. I don't know why, but I'm getting super low CPMs on my campaigns under $3. I just excluded mobile apps. Is there anything else that might be causing this? Okay, so Joel, I think you perceive it as something negative. I think low CPMs is something that you do want to have, but at the end of the day, is that converting for you, right? Those are the main things that you want to consider. You're getting low CPMs, and are you getting conversions, good cost per conversions, right? If that's the objective here, because low CPMs, understand one thing. It usually means that you have low CPCs, right? When you have low CPCs, it means your media buying is affordable and you can actually make the offer work, right? And the campaigns work. So I don't know if you're asking because it's, maybe you're thinking that the CPMs, the highest that they are, the better. Not necessarily, right? So CPMs is the cost per 1,000 impressions, right? So that's something that's very clear in terms of terminology. But the lower CPMs, usually the better, right? Now we're talking about traffic quality when we get into, okay, we have very low costs, right? So when you hear very low CPCs or low CPMs, low CPL, okay, it's very low cost, but is it quality, right? So I would focus more, Joel, on, are you hitting your goal? Are you hitting your KPIs? Are you getting good cost per conversion, good results, overall ROAS, right? If you're measuring return on investment, return on ad spend. So those are the more of the better questions that you want to ask here. Not to say that your question is not bad, it's not good. It's just a misconception there about like having low CPMs, if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Now, in terms of mobile apps, there's definitely that. You definitely want to exclude mobile apps within your campaigns so you can avoid your ads to being shown on apps where people are not really engaged, they're not taking action, right? So you want to continue with that. Is there anything else that you can do right now to avoid maybe having your ads shown on the display network? Not necessarily. You can just kind of continue on with the display ads as well as where your ads showed. You can certainly remove some of those placements in the display network because, as you know, those are now obligatory, right? So you need to kind of go into the option of placements, content, you see where your ads showed, and you'll be able to remove the, let's say, certain display URLs that you don't want your ads to show in, okay? So hopefully that answered your question there, Joel. Now we have Destiny Salter, and she says, hi, I'm a newbie here. I'm using video placements for one of my campaigns. So far it has no impressions. The ad isn't being shown to anybody. I put about 200 placements. Does anybody know why this is happening and how I can fix it? So Destiny, I think we've had this question asked before in the past in terms of placement campaigns, and we usually answer very similar, right? So placement campaigns are a hit or miss at times, right? You can add 200 placements, you can up to 600 placements at a time, and you might be better off with more placements in that particular campaign, but that does not guarantee that your campaign is gonna serve, right? So usually a lot of people who start with YouTube ads, they wanna, let's say, get tempted to show their ad on specific video channels, right? So that's another thing, is that, are you using channels as a placement, or using video URLs, right? So that's one thing that you want to be clear on, is ensuring that the videos that you're selecting are actual video URLs. and not the channels themselves. If not, you're gonna have a hard time getting this to spend and actually give you results for that matter. So the recommendation, Destiny, is that add more placements, but not just any placements or channel placements, but video placements, video URL placements that are monetized. You know, you can use tools like TubeSift to kind of sift through, you know, a whole bunch of related videos, right? By the keyword, or even just like if you have a specific video, you can also find relevant videos to that and build yourself a list and copy and paste them all at the same time. So those are other options that you can do. But recommendation is don't necessarily rely on placement campaigns. You can also do custom intent, custom affinity audiences based off, you know, people who are visiting specific channels or maybe other influencers in that niche that you're targeting in. Okay, so let's move on to another question here. This one's from Daniel Schultz. Hopefully I said your last name correctly, Daniel. Question for the B2B YouTube ad pros. I know Shaz talks about having a broad audience, works really well with YouTube. I target restaurant owners and the market size is about 850,000. Is that a big/broad enough audience for YouTube ads? It can target associations like restaurant.org, National Restaurant Association, but keyword, there's only about 10,000 searches per month for terms like restaurant marketing. Thanks in advance. Okay, Daniel, so this is actually a great question for those that may be listening in that are trying to target, let's say if you're an agency, so it seems that he's trying to offer his services for restaurant owners to do, you know, kind of media buying, right? Doing maybe lead generation or getting more brand exposure for these restaurants. So first of all, the broad audience definitely works on YouTube if you have a decent enough offer and your ad performs well. We do usually recommend you start at times specific, right? You want to go specific with your offer. In this particular case, it might be even better to do broad so you can get data first, right? So once you get enough data, it might be a little cost and maybe you're gonna funnel in some leads that are not, let's say, highly qualified, but that's gonna give you somewhat data in order for you to later down the road build some audiences around the niche, around your specific avatar, right? So that's where you can create the custom affinity audiences built off the URLs that people are searching for. I also, you know, one of the suggestions that Neil usually give us in his videos and inside the group is picking high volume videos in your niche. So high volume means high views per hour. These are the most popular videos. So that way within the niche, you're not just picking all the videos that your other competitors are picking, but rather it's adjacent content, right? And inclusive content to those specific videos that are relevant to your audience, that have the highest trending and views per hour. That way, you know, you're tapping into a very specific video placement category. Okay, definitely a great question, and best of luck to you, Daniel, with that endeavor. And let's move on here to another one. Our last question here for Jareth Feder. So this is a nice question. He says, hello everyone, I'm promoting an affiliate offer on YouTube and all of the KPIs in my funnel look solid. I've had the ad running for the past 3 days and every day the KPIs are all improving, but I still haven't made any sales. Some details, I'm using max conversions for my bidding strategy. I have 2 different videos I'm testing and 2 different audiences, 1 campaign for each audience, 1 topic and 1 in market. Daily budget for each campaign is $50. The offer I'm promoting is through Max Web and the CPA is $80. The KPIs in my funnel have been steadily improving every day for the past 3 days. I attach screenshots of my data from today. Average view rate is 22%. Average CTR is 2.19%. Average CPC is 91 cents. Average opt-in rate is 45%. So this is Lander CTR. I think you meant landing page opt-in rate, 45%. That's good. This has been solid for the past 3 days. Prior to this, I ran the same ad with Target CPA bid strategy and received similar data. So I believe the funnel is performing pretty well. But no conversions is no conversions. Okay. Over the past 2 days, I've already spent $150 on each campaign, $300 sold, and I have not made any sales. Ready to pull the plug if I have to. Looking for any advice what I should do from here. I would appreciate any help. Okay. All right. So let's take a look here. So he shared some of his stats here. He's definitely spent, you know, for this particular data point, it's $100. He's gotten 114 clicks. Okay. 114 clicks. And no conversions, right? So it would be good to analyze the opt-in. So now I'm seeing, okay, so I'm understanding now what he's saying here in terms of the land or click-through rate. So that's how many people actually visited the page, not necessarily opted in for something or converted. Okay, so it would be good to know what type of funnel this is, right? If it's a book call funnel, if it's an opt-in funnel, right, like a lead generation funnel, you know, direct to sale, right? So direct response. That way we can analyze clearly. But it seems that it's according to this, he's got people going on this page and then, you know, to buy his product. So it may be there's some disconnect and people are not nurtured enough in terms of getting to the sale. Perhaps maybe the ad needs a little bit more, you know, kind of indoctrination in that sense of like providing value and you know, explaining what the offer is about. You know, this is without seeing the ad, right? So it would be very difficult to kind of make some assumptions there. I mean, it seems that the click-through rate is definitely there, right? So that means the ad is relevant. The CPCs is very good. So there's definitely relevancy. But I can say that you know, it's not enough data, right? That's one of the things that I can tell you, and you know, you can see in the comments for this below, but there's not enough data to really understand what's going on. I would need to see inside the funnel itself, kind of like what are people doing? Are they even checking out? Do you have like add to carts, or if it's like you know, direct to sale, right? So those are a couple of things that need to be more clear in order for us to kind of make an assumption for this. But you know, it seems that from an ad perspective, there's no issues, but just looking at the data that he's providing here and maybe what he's informing, that there is more of a funnel issue, right? There's a funnel disconnect, maybe a messaging disconnect when people land on the funnel, the headline, the copy. Those are things that sometimes get overlooked, right? And it could just be that. So, you know, it would be great if we can chat about it, Jareth. You know, you can feel free to reach out to us, and we'll be more than happy to give you maybe like a one-on-one consultation and like a deep dive of what's going on with your funnel. Because, you know, again, it is maybe not enough data at this point. Maybe your target audience, you're only targeting a couple of audiences at topic and in market. Maybe it might make sense to create a custom intent audience, a custom affinity audience, very similar to, you know, the niche that you're going for, the customer avatar you're going for, right? So a couple of things there. Well, we'll be more than happy to maybe have you on a consultation and go more further in detail. So that is it, guys. That is all the time we have for today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn on your notifications to get notified when we drop some more YouTube ad knowledge and digital ad knowledge in general. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.